From the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
It's hard to win in this league, right? Especially in the division, right? But to go on the road and get the first one, right? Hell of a job. Defense, 6 sacks. Yeah! Hey, offensively, we didn't give up one. Hey, and we hit all our goals. We won the game. We scored 31. We held them to 20, right? And we won the turnover battle, right? Enjoy it, right? Because like I said, it's hard to win. Well, we got to get our minds ready for Baltimore tomorrow, right? We got to get our minds ready to go to Baltimore, right? And go get the victory in Baltimore. But hell of a team win, right? Great job, guys. Great job.
First team ball of the season. Goes to Coach Shane, man.
Yes, sir.
Since you got in, man, everybody's rallied behind you. We got your back, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's keep stacking them. Coach on 3. 1, 2, 3, go!
From that locker room victory speech to right here in studio, head coach Shane Steichen joins us, and this is Colts 360. Coach, a gritty victory. You had a ton of guys who stepped up, hostile environment against a division opponent. How does a win like this project a team forward?
It's big. Anytime you go on the road and get a win, especially in the division, it's huge. And I thought the guys did a heck of a job of starting the game fast and then finishing strong. That was kind of the message that week. And get a 14-point lead, obviously go down and score on the first drive, and then defense gets the sack fumble, and offense scores on the next play to go up 14. That was huge.
We saw there in the video Buck giving you the game ball. How cool of a moment was that?
It was awesome. Obviously, there's a lot of hard work that goes into, winning football games, and, to get the first one was awesome. But, a lot of credit goes to those players and those coaches to get that thing going. It ain't easy. It's not about one person. It's about the team, and it was a great team win.
DeForest, one of 6 different guys with sacks against Houston. When you have that number of different players who are able to affect the quarterback, what indication is that of the depth of your defensive front?
It's awesome. It's a strength of ours, our defensive line, and then Nate Ollie, our D-line coach, and our assistant D-line coach, Matt Race, do a heck of a job preparing those guys week in and week out. So to have 6 sacks in a game, obviously very impressive. And then, our thing is how do we keep stacking them and keep maintaining that week in and week out.
I know your message to start the game or ahead of the game was to finish. I joked with DeForest that was kind of a walk-off sack for him. What kind of punctuation was that on the end of the game to finish it in that fashion?
It was awesome. Obviously, DeForest is a heck of a player, but to get the sack to end the game there was really cool to see.
Offensively, 28 points in the first half. That is the most by any NFL team so far this season. And for Anthony Richardson, he's now the first Colts quarterback to rush for touchdowns in the first 2 games of his career. You have such great experience with young athletic quarterbacks. How do you coach them on leaning into their exceptional playmaking ability and playing into their strengths, but also coaching them on protecting themselves and playing smart?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Obviously, there's a time and a place to go get it, if it's a gotta-have-it situation, and there's another time and a place, to be smart and get down. If you can get out of bounds, get out of bounds, or if you're about to get hit, go down. And those are conversations that myself and Anthony and the rest of the coaches, Cam and Jim Bob, have with them throughout the week.
And what you saw in the remainder of that game was how that team rallied around Gardner Minshew. And coming into the year, Colts fans were very aware of how good of a quarterback Gardner Minshew is because they'd seen too many times when he was in Jacksonville, the success he was able to have against the Colts. But I don't think a lot of fans were aware just the consummate teammate that he is. What were people able to see about how Gardner has been able to impact this locker room and how much of a respected leader he really is within this roster?
He's a great leader. He sees the game really well. He processes it fast. I know the guys have faith in him when he goes in there, and it was good to see, the guys we didn't miss a beat. He led 2, touchdown drives there before the half. But he just finds a way to get completions week in and week out, that he's in there even in the practice, training camp, all those different things. He's been playing at a high level. It was really good to see him go in there and operate at a high level.
And a big completion of his went to Kylen Granson. Kylen is our guest on the show coming up a little bit later. A hard-fought first career touchdown for Kylen Granson. When you came in, you looked at the roster and the guys who you were inheriting. What role did you envision for Kylen Granson? What stood out to you as this is a guy who brings dynamic playmaking ability?
Yeah, he's a really good route runner. He's crafty. He's got good hands. He knows how to use leverage against defenders. And to see him get his first touchdown was great. But we always joke around, but it's not really a joke, but don't reach there unless it's a gotta-have-it situation because that thing was close to coming out. But it was good to see him get his first touchdown, and he just keeps improving every week.
We heard you say that about DeForest's touchdown last week about the extension. So
yeah, no, it's a real thing. You know what I mean? Unless it's got to have it, you see so many times around the league, those guys go to reach sometimes, and that ball gets popped out, and it's a touchback, and you lose out on 7 points. So just being smart there in those situations. Good thing he held on to that ball.
Really good thing. Another guy who held on to the ball a whole lot against Houston, Zach Moss. The physicality that he brings so often. We saw on carries dragging 2 and 3 guys with him. Braden Smith said after, he's just a grinder, emphatically said he's a grinder. What type of maybe ferocity, fieriness does Zach Moss infuse into the offense?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, to get him back off the injury and to do what he did coming off the injury, I think he averaged 4.9 a carry. But just the energy he brings, the way he runs, the physicality like you talked about, it just kind of fires everybody up. You know, the offensive line and then obviously even sitting on the sidelines, defensive guys watching it happen. It fires those guys up too, so it was really good to get him back and run the way he did.
You flip the page, attention turns to the Baltimore Ravens coming off a win of their own, back-to-back road tests for your group in all 3 phases. What do you instill this week, throughout the week in practice as you go in to face a very tough Ravens team?
It'll be a hostile environment. It's going to be a heck of a challenge. We know that, but this week, you know, the message is going to be consistency. Like, how do we keep stacking them? How do we be consistent and keep improving and working on the fundamentals, the details, and the communication, obviously, on the road. It's going to be loud. It's got to be at a premium.
Coach, certainly appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend at Baltimore.
All right, thank you.
I know a lot of my friends and family reached out after the game. My phone was blowing up. They were excited. They were like, we're so happy we got to see it live. So yeah, big moment.
Still ahead, Kylen Granson finally gets to celebrate his first career touchdown. The third-year tight end on his developing role within the offense and exactly what he did with that hard-earned touchdown ball. Next on Colts 360.
Forte Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is proud to be the team physicians of the Indianapolis Colts. At Forte, fellowship-trained physicians and staff provide comprehensive, specialized sports medicine and orthopedic care to active patients of all ages. To learn more, visit forteortho.com. This season, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is teaming up with the Colts to shine a light on outstanding small businesses. Indy's our hometown, and boosting local business is just one way we want to thank this great city. Go to Colts.com/Anthem Spotlight to nominate your favorite small business today. Anthem and the Colts, helping Hoosier small businesses score.
Minshew, the quick snap, throws, the catch made. Did he reach across in time? Kylen Granson. Looks like he's a little bit short here. He tried. All he has to do is break that plane, and from that angle, oh, that's close, but not ruled a touchdown.
You saw what was the long-awaited eventual touchdown for Kylen Granson right there. First division win of the season, first win in general, first career touchdown, just all the milestones in Houston last Sunday. You never really got a chance, though, to celebrate the touchdown. So should we just, open up the floor right here? This is the end zone. What would you have done? Give us the celebration touchdown, Dan.
Honestly, it was going to be a spur-of-the-moment thing, so I don't even have a plan right now. So it was going to be whatever emotions were going through my body at that point in time, that's what was going to come out. So I was going between, the old-school Dougie. I was going, maybe throwing in a Nene in there somewhere. I don't know. But all I knew was it was going to be an emotional moment. And then they went to review, and then it was like, oh, yeah, he scored. And then everyone was like, okay. That was it.
Move on. It's kind of anticlimactic, right?
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic.
Did you get the ball?
I got the ball. I did get the ball.
You needed a little help from equipment, though, I think, to get it, right?
Yeah, because I was like, where is it? And they're like, we got it. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, you don't need it right now. And I was like, no. And they're like, all right, we'll ship it back. We'll have it for you. So I got it. It's in my locker right now. Haven't given it to Mom yet, but.
That's definitely where it's going, though.
Yes, it's going to Mom. I don't know if she's gonna cry. I'm 24 hours out. You know, there's been some time, so she's processing it. I'm still thinking there's gonna be like a lot of waterworks.
Was it no matter what, whenever you scored your first touchdown, it was gonna go to mom, or was it just happened to be that was what your decision was?
Absolutely, it was going to mom. Absolutely, yeah. biggest fan of all time. She'd been there since I was first started this thing. Picked me up and helped me throughout a lot of, you know, my struggles and personal conflicts. So, you know, she's always been there for me, and she's, you know, I love you, Mom.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that. And there was a good amount of your family who was able to be there for the victory, be there to see your touchdown. How special was it to have a pretty significant amount of your relatives there back in Texas? We talked about the fact, you know, you grew up in Austin and went to college at Rice and SMU, and then have the family there for the touchdown.
Oh, no, it's awesome. You know, I have a lot of memories in that stadium. I've played in NRG a few times. Even in high school, we lost the state championship there. So kind of get to cover up that blot, you know, first career NFL touchdowns in that stadium. So, yeah, no. I know a lot of my friends and family reached out after the game. My phone was blowing up. They were excited. They were like, we're so happy we got to see it live. So, yeah, big moment.
Back during the preseason, before we really kind of got to see a lot of this offense come together, you and I talked about what is such a good fit with Coach Steichen and the offensive system with your skill set and your role. And you joked, you said, I get the ball, baby. That was what was exciting to you. How has your role grown and evolved and seemingly found a great fit with the way Shane runs the offense?
I mean, every tight end had a catch. I mean, we all got a target. I mean, we were consistently contributing, like in the run game, pass game. So, I mean, everybody had their moment to shine. I mean, Zach Moss had a huge game. AR had a big game running the ball and throwing the ball. So, even Gardner had a good game too. Like, everybody who touched the field had a good, solid game, had solid play. And I think that's what's, you know, really good about Shane's offense is it allows you to show your full potential and perform at a very high level, and everyone can see.
A good point that you make about all of the tight ends getting involved, because one moment that fans may have overlooked was the significance of Will Mallory's catch.
Son of Mal.
The entire bench went wild.
Yeah.
What was that? What went into that celebration? Why were you guys so elated to see Will make that play?
First catch, that's a big one. But first catch, and he takes it 43 yards. Huge. We were pumped. You know, anytime someone gets their first touch in like a regular season game, it's a big moment. But, you know, he really works hard. He studies his playbook. He's on top of all of his notes. And, you know, he really does everything right as a rookie. And, you know, he's getting fed the ball now. So you know, that's what happens when you do what you're supposed to do.
First victory of the season, first win since November of last year. Take me into the locker room. What was that feeling, that celebration, maybe even a little sense of relief to get that monkey off your back?
I mean, yeah, division games are always, they have a little more, they're like almost like a bonus, you know, because they just mean so much more. And then doing it on the road, especially after what happened last year, you know, we tied, you know,
We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. But, you know, definitely maybe a little bit of a monkey off our back. You know, we're starting to get this thing rolling now, going into another road game. So just keeping that momentum going as we go into this next week. I think it was just a breath of fresh air in the locker room because, like, all right, this is what we're capable of. Still, we didn't play like 100% well, but we did better than we did the first week. And that's improvement. So let's keep improving and carry it on into the Baltimore week.
You do have tough back-to-back road games. How does this win in Houston project you guys into another tough battle going up against Baltimore this week?
I mean, as I said, keeping that momentum going, just making sure, hey, we won, let's not get complacent, let's not relax. We've seen what we're capable of, but we're capable of so much more. So let's keep pushing, keep getting better Wednesday through Friday. Let's travel on Saturday and go win on Sunday.
That's what you got to do. Let's start stacking them. Let's get more touchdowns and well-deserved end zone celebrations for Kylen Granson. And there was tons of great sound from the sidelines. So take a look, take a listen. This is Kylen Granson mic'd up for that very moment he got that touchdown.
Shotgun snap. Formation left side. Minshew throws that way near the goal line. It's a catch. Stretching it for the goal line is Kylen Granson. They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 1 yard line with 7 seconds to go.
They're going to take a look at this thing because it looks like that foot stays in bounds, and as he rolls out of bounds, nothing seems to touch, and he extends that ball and seems to break the plane.
Yeah, this is where you'll get help from New York.
The on-field ruling of the runner short of the goal line is under review.
How about y'all? I didn't get it. I was scoring, man.
You're past the pylon, bro. That's all I'm saying. If you score, just run over there and start dancing.
Huh?
If there's a touchdown, just run over there and start dancing.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Well, I need the ball if I did.
You kind of lost the ball, though.
No,
It looked like it bobbled in the video.
not even close.
To review, the runner stretched the ball out inside the pylon across the goal line prior to touching out of bounds. It is a touchdown.
If someone can find me the ball, that'd be cool.
It's fitting that Kylen's first touchdown. He doesn't even get to celebrate.
I'm happy. I love you, Mom. I love you, family. I know you're expecting a more tearful reaction, but it was kind of robbed. It was robbed from me. Hey.
Mic'd up today?
Yeah, I'm mic'd up today.
First touchdown. Congratulations, buddy.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. It was a magical moment. I was just happy everyone could come out to see it.
Mic'd Up, presented by WM, always working for a sustainable tomorrow.
It means the world to our school community. We've added value to our campus. We've added high quality resources for our students so that all students, right, have access to a wonderful time during recess.
Coming up on Colts 360, the Colts are digging in. How one local school is benefiting from some horseshoe handiwork. That's next.
Come see Grover Stewart, Blue, cheerleaders, and Colts in Motion at Meyer for autographs and a chance to win tickets. Visit us at Meyer on Pike Plaza Road from 5 to 7 p.m. on October 3rd. Go Colts! It's time for the Forum Credit Union Question of the Week. Anthony Richardson became the youngest quarterback in NFL history to rush for 2 touchdowns in a single game, surpassing who? Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson at 21 years, 357 days. Visit the Forum Credit Union Fan Forum section of Colts.com to interact with other fans online. Forum Credit Union, helping members live their financial dreams.
Colts win, great vibes. I'm happy. Let's get to it.
W's. First touchdown. Congratulations, buddy.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. It was a magical moment. I was just happy everyone could come out to see it.
Hey, big dub. Big dubs on the road, baby. Shout out to Ed. First dub of the season, man. Gotta keep stacking. On the road. Hey, we hunting, bro. Hey, look. It's the jungle. We the predators. Let's go, boy. Big dog. Hey, Mr. 4th and 1. Hey.
Whenever you see this right here, you know it's taking season. We came here, we did what we were supposed to do. We finished all 4 quarters, all phases stood up, and we finished. Pour the shoe every time. Every time, and it's taking season all year. When you see this ski,
Hey, man, we out of here, man.
And that celebration you just saw quickly led from Victory Monday into Community Tuesday. This marked the 15th annual Colts Playground Build, and this year, students from Lew Wallace School 107 are enjoying an all-new play space thanks to the hard work and a little heavy lifting from the Colts players.
Good morning, everybody!
I'm so excited to have you guys here for our 15th Playground Build. It's a big deal. Let's give a round of applause.
No step in the hole. No hole. No hole.
We're building up the slide. We got the swings going. We got different groups of people working the different stations. Some people are doing beautifying for the school so we can wrap it up nicely. It's going to be good at the end of the day, and the kids are going to have fun, so it's going to be a great sight.
To be able to have a partner like the Indianapolis Colts to partner with Indianapolis Public Schools, it means the world to our school community. We've added value to our campus. We've added high quality resources for our students so that all students, right, have access to a wonderful time during recess.
All right, Rich. All right.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Are you having a good day so far? Yeah. It really fits in line with a lot of things that we try to give back to the community, but especially with having a safe play space. I think every kid deserves to have that. And it's just such a fun way to give back to the community. I think we talk a lot about being of service to others, and this is just a perfect example of that.
3, 2, 1. That's a wrap for this week's episode of Colts 360. A special thank you to head coach Shane Steichen and Kylen Granson for being our guests in studio this week. And we'll be right back here next week with an all-new episode of the show, Colts at Ravens, Sunday, 1 o'clock kickoff. In the meantime, get all the latest Colts news on the Colts app, Colts.com, and the Colts social channels. You can also check out the official Colts podcast. Here's a little preview of what we have in this week's episode.
And Gardner had respect, obviously, from where he came in, running the OTAs when he came in, before we even had, Anthony Richardson in this building. But he garnered a little bit more respect from the locker room. They said, hey, go in there. We got a lead. Protect it. Not only that, he built for the thing. So I'm saying, like, the attitude, in the back in the locker room has got to be at a high. Obviously, you love AR, but if he's not there, Gardner just showed, hey, I'm going to come out here and buzz this offense, just not like AR does. But I tell you what, it's going to be a little bit different look. You guys, I got your back, and that's a comfortable feeling.
Okay, speaking of got your back, did you see the Gardner Minshew quote after the game? What he told Anthony? He in the locker room, I believe it was at halftime, right?
Halftime, yeah.
I'm going to go win this for you. We're going to go win this for you. Like, he completely had Anthony's back. Anthony had done all of that work, right, to get that incredible offensive momentum in the first quarter. Gardner's thought was, you've worked too hard. I'm not letting you down. Like, that compliment, that respect, that quarterback tandem. Also, I'm going to throw, Sam Ehlinger in there too, into that trio within the quarterback room. That's something special and just is an indication of the great teammate that he is.
Remember how I was just like never, sometimes you ask questions that you already know the answer to. When I went into the locker room in Houston, I knew the answers I was going to get when I asked everyone, just what's Gardner Minshew like as a dude? Like, how prepared is he? All those things. And I got one of the easiest things to go into that Colts locker room and talk about is Gardner Minshew with his teammates. They all love this dude. They respect him so much. It's both sides of the ball. Like, Zaire Franklin was talking to him, and he's just like, you see Gardner prepare so much